Welcome back to another Explainer. So, have you ever found yourself in a conversation or maybe just watching a debate where someone asks a question and suddenly the whole energy just shifts? You know that feeling, right? You instantly feel trapped, like no matter what words come out of your mouth next, you're going to lose. Well, you're definitely not imagining things. You've actually just been hit by a highly manipulative diversionary tactic. Today, we're diving into a very specific flaw in reasoning. It's called the loaded question fallacy.
Okay, let's dive into this. Consider this question. When did you stop stealing from the office? Just imagine your boss, or maybe a colleague, drops that on you out of literally nowhere in the middle of a meeting. Do you feel that immediate spike in your heart rate? That sudden, really uncomfortable feeling of being backed right into a corner? That's the exact psychological response this tactic is designed to create. It's a trap, plain and simple. Because here's the thing, you literally cannot answer this without losing, and that creates some major cognitive dissonance in your brain. Just think about it. If you instantly react and say, wait, I never stole anything, well, you suddenly sound super defensive, flustered, and, ironically, kind of guilty. But on the flip side, if you try to answer the question as it was asked and actually give a date like, last Tuesday? Well, you've just openly confessed to a crime. It is a lose-lose scenario, perfectly engineered to derail your train of thought and put you right on the defensive.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down the trap on a technical level. Categorized formally as a logical fallacy, a loaded question is defined as one that contains a controversial or biased assumption, making it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to answer without accidentally accepting the premise. You see, the real danger here isn't the question mark at the end of the sentence. Not at all. The danger is that invisible, hidden assumption baked right into the middle of it. The person asking isn't actually looking for an answer from you. They're trying to smuggle a false premise right past your defenses.
To really understand how totally overwhelming this can be, let's look at a quick barrage of examples. Imagine someone just firing these at you rapid fire. Do you still beat your dog? Why do you endorse harmful ideologies? Have you finally admitted your incompetence? When did you abandon all moral principles? Do you regret your poor choices in life? Wow, right? It feels like a relentless verbal attack. Your first instinct is probably to try and swat away every single accusation, to scramble and defend your character. It agitates you. And most importantly, it successfully diverts the conversation entirely away from the actual issue at hand. Section 1. The tactical solution. Taking back control.
So the crucial point is that you have to take control of the conversation and avoid being trapped by the question's bias. When you're faced with a loaded question, your goal is radically simple, but honestly, it's completely counterintuitive. Your goal is not to answer the question. I'm actually going to say that again. Do not try to answer the question. Instead, your goal is to step totally outside the rules the other person just tried to force on you and completely dismantle the trap itself.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact step-by-step tactical solution you need. Step 1, stay calm. Remember, they want you agitated. A calm mind is your absolutely strongest shield. Step 2, refuse to answer defensively. The very moment you start scrambling to justify yourself, they win. Step 3, and listen, this is the absolute key, address the hidden assumption. You have to pull that smuggled premise right out into the open. And finally, step 4, reframe or clarify your position on your own terms, not theirs.
Let's move to our next point and see how this builds in a real-world scenario. Let's go right back to our very first example. When did you stop stealing from the office? If you handle this the wrong way by answering defensively, you might say something like, "What? I'm not a thief. I never took anything. How dare you?" See, you've lost your cool and you just look defensive. But if we use our tactical solution and directly address the assumption, you stay completely calm, you look them right in the eye, and you say, "Your premise that I stole from the office is entirely false. I have never taken anything. Now, what is the actual issue we need to discuss?" Boom. You didn't answer their rigged question, you absolutely destroyed its foundation.
Ultimately, your core takeaway for this entire explainer is this: shine a bright light on the hidden assumption. A loaded question relies entirely on sleight of hand. It's kind of like a magic trick that only works in the dark. But the moment you expose that biased assumption, the literal second you shine a bright, logical light directly onto it, the whole illusion just falls apart. Breaking the rules of the loaded question by pointing at the trap is your ultimate form of verbal self-defense. Just think about how much peace of mind you're going to have knowing you can spot this fallacy from a mile away. You no longer have to get swept up in the emotional whirlwind of a manipulated argument. You've got the tools. You have the awareness. So I'll leave you with this final thought.
The next time someone tries to back you into a logical corner with a smuggled premise, are you ready to take control of the conversation? I definitely think you are. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I absolutely can't wait to unpack our next topic together.